This is Kenneth, SBM Boxing. Let's speak boxing. Last night, Marcos Maidana versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. for the second time, the most anticipated fight of this year. Why was it so exciting? Why so many people spoke about it? Why? Because Marcos Maidana was able to do something that a lot of fighters have not been able to do. A lot of fighting fans been wanting to see Floyd Mayweather Jr. lose, been wanting to see Floyd Mayweather Jr. with his back against the ropes, been wanting to see Floyd Mayweather Jr. get his ass whipped. And Marcos Maidana in that first fight was able, like I said, besides Miguel Cotto, but he was able to do something that we haven't seen in a long time, since Mayweather's been in the game for a while. He was able to have much success to be able to get inside and rough Mayweather up. He was able to land some big shots. He came out short, so a lot of people coming into this fight wanted to see if Marcos Maidana can come a little bit closer and learn from his past mistakes and learn from his because Mayweather doesn't give much rematches. So it's kind of hard for us to judge as boxing fans, boxing analysts out there, sit there and say, hey, you know what? Can these fighters, could Miguel Cotto was to fight Mayweather again, would he do something better? Could he possibly just give it that extra edge to win the fight? Could Canelo Alvarez make that wide margin a lot closer if he took a different approach? If, should, woulda, coulda, but didn't. But you got to understand, Mayweather's great for a reason. Mayweather's completely great for a reason. There's a difference between good and being great. And constantly, time and time again, especially this performance that he had. Let me before I touch, before I speak about this, let me take a step back. He put on a performance against Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto hurt him. Miguel Cotto put on a great performance. But coming into the next fight, Mayweather was able to acknowledge, be able to see his weakness and say, you know what? He was able to admit, hey, I need to bring my dad back. I need to, because I was getting caught with shots that I shouldn't get caught with whatsoever. I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to better myself. And he was able to see them weaknesses and work on his weaknesses and perfect them. You know, because every single fighter, the more and more you do it, you develop bad habits. No matter what you do in life, and the more and more you do it, you develop bad habits. And usually, if you don't take care of them, have bad habits, and you don't address them bad habits, regardless if you came out victorious, and regardless of what, you always try to exceed yourself, and you always try to come out better. So what did Floyd Mayweather Jr. did after the Cotto fight? Yes, he won the fight. Yes, but he said, hey, you know what? Coming in these fights, hey, I got to make this proper adjustment, man. This is crazy. I shouldn't be getting hit with them shots. So when he fought Canelo Alvarez, he made that proper adjustment. Canelo Alvarez didn't touch him. Did not touch him whatsoever. Marcos Maidana, like my fight prediction, came out, was a little awkward fighter, did things that a lot of fighters never did with Mayweather, and that's rough him up, fight dirty, and that was definitely effective. Effective was definitely the case there. But what happened, just like Cotto fight, he was able to get into the training camp and be like, look, let's bring this down to the drawing board. We got to break this down to the science. I'm better in this. Let's see his game plan. This is what he did, this is what he did, this is what he did, and guess what? This is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. And a lot of boxing fans were questioning him, and like I said in my fight prediction, a lot of boxing fans were sitting there questioning him, saying, you know what? His legs are gone, his legs are gone, his legs are gone. Freddie Roach complaining about his legs, he's getting older, he's getting older. And he was saying, hey, you know what? I was just giving the fans what, and a lot of people were giving the fans what they wanted, but a lot of people were questioning that. They were like, he's getting old, he's getting old. So you know what? He said, you know what? This guy's going to rough me up and stuff like that. So you know what? I'm going to get my legs back, and I'm just going to go ahead and box this guy. Yes, that fight last night was not exciting. But it depends on what you consider exciting. It depends on what you consider exciting. Some people think the museum is freaking boring. Why is it boring? Because there's no disco and there's no bitches, and it's not exciting to you. But if you appreciate art, if you appreciate the Mona Lisa, if you appreciate Monet, if you appreciate Pablo Picasso, if you appreciate art in general, then you appreciate, you know what? I love the museum. Last night was a prime example of Da Vinci. It was art. It was art, the art of boxing. That's what he did. He was able to adapt to a changing environment. He was able to learn and make, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to give you round for round, because I have some notes as far as breakdown, as far as what Mayweather did, and you can see this guy. He perfected the craft, and he just knows how to box. Period. Don't take credit from him. He knows how to box. He changes every single round. He comes out different. For some rounds, he still has the same style, but he does things a little bit different. Coming into the fight, one thing I did notice, and a lot of people were complaining about, Boxing Genius was complaining about. Did you notice the fine detail? Marcos Maidana was wearing blue Everlast gloves that he'd been complaining about for God knows how long. Did you see that? You know, I know I was going to piss a lot of people off, but the Marcos Maidana fans and Mayweather haters out there, you know what? Say something about that. Did you notice that? I bet you didn't notice that. Why? Because it's irrelevant. Because he shut a lot of people up. If you look at the boxing gloves that Maidana wore, were the exact blue Everlast boxing gloves that people complained about. But he did it. He let him fight, so he eliminated that excuse. But anyways, let's go into the fight. Round one, Mayweather came in active. He definitely came in active. He was straight from the sound of the bell. He was popping that jab. He was being more active than Maidana, catching Maidana upstairs, downstairs, and you know Maidana didn't throw any punches whatsoever. You know, it's the beginning of the fight, so I gave that round to Mayweather. Coming in the second, third round, Mayweather was working the jab, landing both upstairs, landing downstairs. Maidana was able to, you know, because Mayweather's strategy was to go ahead, you know what, move around a little bit and bring the fight to the center of the ring. Don't have my back touching the ropes. Mayweather was touching the ropes second, you know, his back was to the ropes second and third round. But, you know, a few times, but he came out short. You know, Maidana was able to land a flurry of punches, whatever, but he didn't land whatsoever. So Mayweather was quickly to be able to bring it back to the center of the ring. And coming into the second and third round, you started to notice that jab. He started sneaking in the 1-2 combination. Was able to follow the straight right and land effectively, followed up by that jab. So I gave 1, 2, and 3 to Mayweather. Round 4, both fighters are warmed up at this point. They're definitely warmed up, and Mayweather starts opening up the round with you know, uppercut. So he started working the jab, working the ring, working the jab, working the ring, working the jab, follow up to the right, and now he's opening up on the uppercut. He landed with the uppercut. And followed up with left hooks. He was able to slip and land a lot of punches with Maidana, but Maidana was able to land the biggest punch in the first 4 rounds. Towards the end of the round, I think it was the last 3 seconds, he caught Mayweather with a punch that 9 out of 10 fighters would have probably dropped. There would have been some issues, and it's good. Mayweather's lucky that punch was at the end. But here, you know, because if you just never know. Mayweather was stunned by that punch, but luckily it was the end of the round. But I don't want to get into if, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but it didn't. But anyways, coming into the 5th round, hands down, I give it to Maidana. Hands down. That was pretty much Maidana's round. Maidana comes out, popping his jab, look good, really good with the jab, which I'm shocked. When Maidana was using that jab, he was being aggressive and popping that jab. He was catching Mayweather with that jab all day. He did a great job mixing his jab with leading right. He was catching Mayweather. He was definitely catching Mayweather with that straight right. And at times you can see Mayweather was resting. Mayweather was back against the ropes, and Maidana was able to land several punches, especially that overhand right. And he did a great job landing overhand right and straight left to the body, which was definitely effective. But Mayweather was able to make an adjustment and bring the fight to the center of the ring in that round, and was able to pop and work the body, work upstairs, work downstairs. But you know, Mayweather didn't do enough in that fight, in that round, because you can tell towards the end of the round he tried to win the round with activity, and you know, Maidana hands down won that round. The next round, Mayweather opens up the rounds with a flurry of power shots, leading left, straight right. Don't know what exactly Maidana was doing in this round. I have no idea what Maidana was doing in this round. At this round, you know, he was down 4 rounds already. I added 4 rounds to 1. Have no idea what he was doing. He was trying to take the boxing approach against the boxer. He was trying to outbox the boxer. And hands down, it doesn't, you know, I'm not sure if Maidana realizes that he's losing the fight at this point, or was he taking a break. But that was the wrong break, because he just got outboxed, and he basically just gave the round to Mayweather. But if you notice, even after the first round, Mayweather was winded. And after that one round, after the 6th round, or 5th and 6th round, Mayweather was gasping for air. Just gasping for air. And, you know, you can see his dad, Mayweather Sr., was like, "Hey, dude, you okay? You all right?" He was like, I'm good. But I've never seen Mayweather like that. Hands down, never seen Mayweather like that. So that just tells me, you know what? He's not on. He's definitely not on. He's breathing. He's gasping. But the 7th round, I gave it to Maidana. I gave that round to Maidana. Mayweather opens up the round. He was active. He was effective, landing several shots. But Maidana takes the action. takes the action by stalking Mayweather, which I thought this was going to be the approach to the whole entire fight. Which I thought that's why Garcia said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and he looked perfect. He absolutely looked perfect. Every time Mayweather came in with his little jab, he countered the shit out of him. And Maidana looked really, really good. And, you know, he hands down, he won that round. Next round, Mayweather was able to walk down Maidana. He was able to walk down Maidana, land several shots to the body, and counter him with the left. I wasn't too impressed by Maidana in this round. He just got walked down. You know, Maidana was active in this fight, but he didn't land too much whatsoever. The 8th or 9th round, I gave it a draw. I'm not sure if it was the 8th round. I'm sure. I think it was the 9th round. It was the best round in the fight, hands down. Both fighters were actually exchanging. Maidana was landing vicious body shots, catching Mayweather, putting his back against the ropes. Mayweather came answer his backs with some straight rights, uppercuts. But Mayweather, you know, as soon as they clinch, you know, you see Maidana's hand and Maidana's mouth in Mayweather's hand. So Mayweather complains, stating that Maidana bit his hand. And Bailey didn't see that. He didn't see the bite. So what did he do? He broke him up. He went to Maidana's corner and said, "Hey, look." Garcia was like, "What happened?" He was like, "Look. I don't know what happened. I didn't see it, but I'm just giving you a warning. No biting, no nothing. Keep it clean. Keep it clean." He went to Mayweather and was just like, "Look, I didn't see it. But at least he addressed that. Look, and then he brought him back to the center of the ring. But you know what? They asked Maidana, did he bite? He said, no. But obviously, you know, between rounds, they showed the instant replay, and it clearly showed that Maidana bit him. But with all that said, I think that was a draw. I think that was a great round. But both fighters, I gave that round a draw. Coming into the 9th round, 10th round, I'm not sure which round it was. Another great round. I gave it a draw as well. Bayless was able to just... Bayless provides... It's just... Bayless had that whole entire round. You notice that Mayweather kept clinching. Mayweather kept holding. Every time Maidana came in, Mayweather was pushing his head down, leaning on him, and just, you know, Mayweather was using his elbows, and it was frustrating. It was definitely frustrating for Maidana. So Maidana used his elbow, it's just... That round was just going back and forth like that. So I gave it a draw. It wasn't nothing. Coming into this next round, I completely understand. Maidana's a little frustrated from the previous round, and he was frustrated from the holding, the pushing of the head down, the elbow. So Maidana came back and reacted. He was able to use his elbows. It just so happened Mayweather fell. Yes, it was dirty, but Mayweather, the prior round before that, he was fighting dirty. You know, he was holding, he was clinching, every time Bayless was to the right, he would hold. It's just, you know, boxing 101. He was holding Maidana's elbow, holding him by the elbow so he can't use his right hand, but Bayless couldn't see that. So that's something that, you know, that's something that comes with experience. Bayless actually deducted a point from Mayweather. But hands down, just because, and I know a lot of his, you know, I spoke to a lot of, I'm over here in France, and I'm sorry I came up with this boxing video later. It's just that we're 6 hours in advance, so by the time you guys see that fight, you know, I'm a little late on it. But I did watch the fight over here. But let me go back to the round. Just because, like, I was explaining to the French people over here and stuff like that, they thought that Mayweather won the round. I said, no. Just because a point was deducted, that doesn't mean you won that round. I don't think you won that round. I hands down, I think Maidana won that round. Even with the point deduction or not, I think Maidana won the round, but it ended up being a draw. So I gave it a draw on that round. Following round, Maidana, I mean, you know, the fight from there, there's no reason for me to speak about it anymore. Mayweather won the fight. You know, I had it I didn't have it 116-111. You know, the judges came out unanimous decision. Mayweather won the fight. Unanimous decision 115-112, 116-111, 116-111. I think Maidana was just, you know, outboxed. That's basically it. He was completely outboxed. No matter how you see it, 115-112. Just them draw rounds, they probably gave it to Maidana. But you know, Mayweather won the fight. There's nothing that no one can ever tell me that Mayweather lost that fight. But damn if you do, damn if you don't. A lot of people get upset because Mayweather was able to go flush and make it a little bit more exciting. And a lot of people think that Mayweather lost, got hit with too many punches, and they think that Mayweather's legs are shot. Mayweather comes in, makes the proper adjustment, just goes back to let the fans know that he still has what it takes to go out and outbox people and make it a technical fight, make it a boxing fight. A precision fight. And a lot of people, you know, are dissatisfied for that fight. A lot of people say that Mayweather was running. No. There's a big difference. And they compared, and I watch a lot of YouTube channels out there, they compared this fight to the Erislandy Lara versus Canelo fight. No, there's a big difference between the way Lara fought and the way Mayweather fought. Lara clearly ran. There was times he actually ran. Mayweather utilizes the ring, but there's times where Mayweather he presses the action, he walks his opponent down, he walks his opponent down. But Mayweather utilizes the rings, but yes, he's flush. He's flush with you. As soon as you start pressing him and getting close to the ropes, that's when he moves. But for the most part, he's out there boxing. He's going toe to toe with you. He's moving, bobbing, and weaving. But as he moves, he sticks. So he's very, very active and he's very, very slick. He's not just running and not being active whatsoever. His activity is there. He's countering you. So on the movement, he's catching you with the right. So there is some skill level there, and he's using it to his advantage. So if he was running around the ring and wasn't punching, then yeah, we can have a problem. But this guy's punching. This guy's countering. His punch output is not that high, but it's effective, and you know the percentage of landing is definitely there. Matter of fact, he holds the record as far as landing percentages when it comes to boxing. But a lot of people, what's next for Mayweather? What's next for Mayweather? I would like to see the Floyd Mayweather Jr. after the fight. They asked him, you know what? They interviewed him. They asked him, hey, Pacquiao, what's up with Pacquiao? You know, and it comes down to, you know, if they can come to negotiation, they can come to agreement, they can make this fight happen. I think Mayweather just had a bad day. You know, everyone's entitled to a bad day. A lot of people just don't understand unless you're a professional athlete and you play in that level. Every single sport out there, boxing is not football. Boxing is not baseball. Boxing is not basketball. Boxing is not golf. Boxing is not tennis. Boxing is boxing. Boxing, every single fight that Mayweather fights is you can compare that to a Super Bowl. That's the Super Bowl of Mayweather. He needs to perform every time he steps into that ring. It's not like baseball. Oh, I had a bad day. It's all right. I have 100 and something games left to, you know, make up for it. It's not like golf. You know, there's a difference. Tiger Woods steps into the green, and some days he's a god. He's 8 under. He's 9 under. He's 10 under. But some days he wakes up, he shows up to play, and he's +4. Comes in like top 10 last. Doesn't even come in the top 10. Basketball, LeBron James is a god one day, you know, Kobe's a guy, and then the next day he's 1 for 9 in the paint. You know, there's a big difference in that. When it comes to boxing, the consistency has to be there. It's a Super Bowl every time Mayweather shows up to the ring, and Mayweather just so happened to have a bad day. That's it. Everyone's entitled to a bad day. Everyone's entitled to a bad day. Everyone doesn't come into the fight every single time. Everyone doesn't come perform at 100%. It's a rarity that you come in and at 100%. Mayweather, he said, you know, he fought a C+. He fought a C+ fighter. He felt he was a C performance, and he came out victorious. He wasn't on his A game. As you can tell in the corner, like I was telling you, he was winded. He looked winded. There was something wrong there. It doesn't mean that he had a great training camp. There's a lot of variables involved, you know, when it comes to your body. Yes, he's getting older and stuff like that, but he definitely needs to take attention to it. He has to take notice to it. He needs to take notice to his diet. He goes on all access and just pounds. Yeah, he does yoga. He does that for show. But dude, you're eating you're eating burgers, you're eating Big Macs and stuff like that. But you know, there's a lot of things that could have happened. Maybe, you know, he slept too much. Maybe he didn't eat the right. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different variables that come into play when it comes to. But you know, he was able to do what he had to do. A great boxer that he is, but you can't discredit the Mayweather as of right now in this generation. And right now, I'm not saying of all time. I'm just saying he's the greatest in my generation right now. Mayweather, untouchable. You can't compare him to Manny Pacquiao. You can't compare him to Canelo. You can't compare him to Erislandy Lara. There's no comparison. You can't compare him to these new fighters, upcoming fighters, Kell Brook, and stuff like that. Just because Kell Brook won against, I mean, he won his last fight against Sean Porter. All of a sudden, Kell Brook is the better fighter than Mayweather. No, fuck no, hell no. Who's Sean Porter? Yes, Sean Porter was undefeated. Yes, Sean Porter beat Dallin Alexander, but who the hell's Dallin Alexander? Dallin Alexander's been in the game longer than Sean Porter. Sean Porter just so happens he's youth. You know, he put on a good performance. He won. Dallin Alexander, again, had a bad day, and he came out short that fight. Doesn't mean that all of a sudden that Kell Brook beat Sean Porter, now he's better than Mayweather. No, they're two completely different fighters. Two completely different fighters. I would like to see Kell Brook fight Amir Khan. That's what I like to see. But I'll keep saying it on air. Stylistically, Mayweather's advantage is speed. Speed. Mayweather's advantage is speed. He's killing his opponents with speed. Mayweather, fuck the Pacquiao fight, fuck all that. Mayweather needs to fight the guy that was there ready to fight. He showed up. The guy that was denied the visa. The guy that was, his name is Amir Khan. Amir Khan. King Khan. Gotta put him in the ring against Khan. Have to put him in the ring against Khan. I think Mayweather, the way Khan put on against Collazo, I think Mayweather will fight Pacquiao before he fights Khan. I'm not saying that Khan, guys, listen to me, stylistically, listen to me. I'm not saying that Khan is a better boxer, a better fighter than Pacquiao. I'm not saying it. Stylistically, height, reach, explosiveness, Mayweather does not. Yes, I understand that people will question Amir Khan's chin. It's because that one fucking thing with Danny Garcia. If Danny Garcia fights Amir Khan right now, it'll be night and day. It doesn't matter. It'll be night and day. Anyways, I'm not going to touch about that. I think Amir Khan will beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. He's fast. He's explosive. He's quick on his feet. There's nothing that Mayweather can bring. Yeah, Mayweather can, pop him a few times, catch him slipping a few times, but he doesn't have the power to capitalize on that mistake that Amir Khan will make. Amir Khan is too fast, too explosive. He doesn't throw one. He doesn't pop and move. He throws a flurry of punches, which definitely is gonna give, and he's not gonna rough up Maidana. And that's the whole thing. I hear some of these boxing fans, some of these boxing channels, they're like, yo, Mayweather was fucking scared to fight Maidana. Mayweather was scared to fight Maidana. He was forced to fight Maidana for the second time. And I hear some of these analysts, and this is what they get paid to do. They get paid to write about boxing, which is bullshit. And they don't know shit about boxing. They'll sit there and say, oh, Maidana was scared. Maidana, this performance that he put on, he had a point to make. Mayweather wanted to fight Amir Khan, and Amir Khan didn't get the fight because the WBA and so on, they forced forced Mayweather to fight Maidana. No, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. Mayweather chose to fight Maidana. Gave him a rematch. He didn't have to give him a rematch. He didn't have to give him a rematch. But I'll tell you one thing. You can't fool me. You cannot fool me. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Mayweather sees what I see in Amir Khan. And he sees a threat stylistically. He picks his opponents stylistically. Not saying that he's cherry picking, because his opponents that he does, he is choosing his opponents, but at the end of the day, every single fighter that he fights comes off a win, and they actually are legitimate fighters, and they have a belt. They're legitimate victories. They're legitimate fighters, and they're legitimate contenders. They're not no fucking Chris Algieri. They're not no Brandon Rios that's coming up for the first time. No. It's not that. And I'm real bitter about Pacquiao and Freddie Roach about that. That's why I keep mentioning that. I'm really, really bitter. How the hell? Who is Proudnikov? Proudnikov lost to Timothy Bradley. Proudnikov beats Lamont Peterson. Oh, who fucking gives a shit? Who the fuck is Lamont Peterson? Proudnikov fights Chris Algieri. Chris Algieri beats Proudnikov, and now he gets a Pacquiao fight? What the fuck? Like, what is that? And who the hell is Chris Algieri? Chris Algieri has fought no one in his whole entire career. It was a clear indication, even though that fight was too close, and I gave that fight to Pronikov. Hands down. Pronikov dropped his ass like a bad habit. It doesn't matter how you see it, but I think Pronikov won that fight. Why? Because Pronikov was a champion. Pronikov dropped his ass like 2 or 3 times. And yes, Chris Algieri was popping a little jab, popping him, but it depends on how you see that fight. Just like the Canelo Alvarez versus Austin Trout fight, a lot of people thought Austin Trout won. Why? Because he was more active, but I thought Canelo landed the bigger shots, the bigger, cleaner shots in the fight. Just the same thing. I thought Pronikov landed the bigger shots, bigger blows. Fuck that little... It didn't do nothing. It didn't do nothing to Pronikov, Chris Algieri. But all of a sudden, Chris Algieri cashes out, and all of a sudden, he gets the best fight that you can do. That's a cherry-picked ass fight. And fuck Bob Arum for that, and fuck Freddie Roach for that. Because Freddie Roach, it's hypocritical what he says when he speaks about Mayweather and what he does. He speaks about Mayweather cherry-picking, Mayweather scared, Mayweather does... And look what Pacquiao does. Come on, man. How do you go from Juan Marquez getting knocked out from Juan Marquez to Brandon Rios? Brandon Rios lost back, he just lost against Mark Alvarado. What kind of shit is that? That's bullshit. But anyways, guys, that's a whole different topic. But anyways, guys, subscribe, friend, request. Let me know what you guys think about this fight. Who's Mayweather going to fight next? I would like to see, Mayweather fight Kell Brook. You got this guy, 2-time. Keith Thurman, fight Kell Brook. Keith Thurman, fight Amir Khan. Amir Khan, fight Mayweather. Mayweather, fight Keith Thurman, Mayweather, Kell Brook, Amir Khan. Make these fighters fight one another. You have to make these fighters fight one another. I don't want to see Danny Garcia in the picture coming up. I don't want to see Matisse coming up. I don't want to see these distractions. I don't want to see it. And I see Matisse, that's another thing I'm going to create a video of. Matisse is begging to fight Danny Garcia. Look, Matisse, look, he met his match. And a lot of boxing fans out there, just because Danny Garcia had a bad time against Herrera in Puerto Rico, look, he just had a bad night. He was ready, he was focused, the Matisse fight, because he had, Matisse knocked out Lamont Peterson. Matisse went to work against Lamont Peterson, and Matisse got outboxed, outclassed. That fight, Danny Garcia versus Matisse, wasn't even close. Danny Garcia completely beat Matisse in all levels. Outboxed him, outworked him, both power shots, everything. No matter what you think, doesn't matter. So I honestly think if Matisse wants to fight Danny Garcia, that's an easy fight for Danny Garcia. I think it's an easier fight, Danny Garcia versus Matisse, than Danny Garcia versus Amir Khan. That'd be an easy choice. But anyways, guys, this is Kenneth, SBM Boxing. I'm sorry I spoke about a lot of things, but I want to see Mayweather fight these guys. I want to see Mayweather fight either Kell Brook. I want to see Mayweather fight Keith Thurman. I want to see Mayweather fight Pacquiao. I want to see Mayweather fight Amir Khan. One of those these 4 fighters will be legitimate fighters, legitimate fights for Mayweather. If I was to break it down to 3, I'll take Kell Brook out, and I'll say Keith Thurman. I'll say, actually no, because Kell Brook and Keith Thurman, not a big... Matter of fact, if Kell Brook and Keith Thurman fight, the winner of that fight should get Mayweather. But Mayweather needs to, the winner of Kell Brook and Keith Thurman need to fight Mayweather. Amir Khan and Manny Pacquiao. So I say it before, if he fights them 3 fights, hands down, he beats Pacquiao, he beats Amir Khan, he beats the winner of Keith Thurman and Kell Brook, whoever's the winner there. He becomes 50-0, hands down, without a doubt. He's in top contender, top run as TBE. Greatest of all time. He's the GOAT, he'll be a top contender for that. If anything, he'll be top 3. If he can finish his career in that fashion. But anyways, guys, this is Kenneth, SBM Boxing. I'm sorry it was too long of a video, but here I'm in France and stuff like that. I'm about to go get something to eat. Have a blessed one. Take it easy. Subscribe. Friend requests. I appreciate the support. Have a good one.